Okay, they're talking about evolution of the soul. So I'm gonna pull cards up around soul evolution. And the cards will guide us. So they're basically saying that things are speeding up very rapidly, and that's the collective consciousness of the planet. Yeah, so we're gonna have victory around the evolution of our soul, how much we're participating in it or not. It's basically gonna happen, but there are old systems. This is crossing death. That we're ready to let go of it, but we might still be hanging on. Maybe we're a little bit scared of letting go. 10 of Cups in what to aim for. They're saying there's still things in our psychology that we need to look after. We need to look after the frightened aspects of our, these are the two, in Six of Pentacles, the two people who are being looked after are the two people in Five of Pentacles that are outside the church. It's a symbol of basically having part of our psychology where we're wounded. In mythology, Odin has a foster son, Geirrod, who's king, and Frigg has a foster son, Agnar, who lives in a cave with an Olga. It's a symbol of different aspects of our psychology, and we need to look after what we have hidden away, because that's often the more truer aspects of who we are. And we see that in Six of Pentacles, these two beings here need to be looked after as well. So there's something inside of your own being that you have ignored that you need to look at. And when you do that, when you connect to your own mind, your own soul, you get a much higher perspective, as we see in Two of Wands. And then the world that is holding is the World Tarot card. It's connected to our soul. It's actually our soul. It's our whole being. The more we are understanding that we are multidimensional, we exist on many planes of existence, in many bodies at the same time. We are all over the place in that sense, but once we know that we have a soul, and our soul is huge and it exists in many places, we can start having peace with what is going on in our lives, because it's just a small aspect of something bigger. And in the Chariot, it is a big move forward, a big step forward happening. But again, you have to walk away from something that wasn't working out. In Eight of Cups, it's likely the illusions. It's like a tower coming down in many ways. The Seven of Cups, which are these cups here, it's just illusions, it's just fears. And then he's walking away. He's walking towards his soul, as you see in the Moon. He's going towards the truth of who he is. But for a lot of you, you're very tired right now. Maybe you feel defeated. Maybe you feel like your spiritual life takes a lot of effort. Maybe it takes a lot to quiet the mind. Maybe it takes a lot to push away the fearful thoughts. So it could be that you feel exhausted, like there's a bit of a spiritual battle going on. The negativity might just feel like it's just too much you think about the fear all the time, a lot of the time. There's a lot of worrying. I'm gonna look a little bit at the shadow, just to see if we can pull out a few beliefs to make it a bit easier. Illusions causes fear, and they can be stubborn, they can be hard to get rid of. So this shadow deck helps me look at it, and it flipped over here. It could be a fear of endings here, a fear of missing out, a fear of losing someone, a fear of endings in general. Yes, it's a fear of death, fear of change. There's a big fear of change here in the collective, and it's almost like you feel like it's almost no point hoping or wishing for anything better at this point. Nine of Cups, but it was reversed. So it could be that even if you get what you want, it's not what you want. Some of you could even feel a bit cursed. It could be hard to know what you want, what to aim for. Some of you could be very confused. There could also be a lack of soul family here. Maybe you feel very alone, very isolated. Some of you could have could be accident prone. yeah, you get desert, like you could feel like you're all alone in the desert, but the camel is one of the most resourceful animals, so you are very, very resourceful. But don't look at what other people have and be jealous of other people, because you have your own life plan and you're being guided, but you're being guided away from jealousy, away from greed, away from even wanting to covet. Like it's just going to be having your own life, and not even like it's a complete burial of your old self. Some of you could have also had to, like, maybe you lost somebody. It could be a connection to the past even. Maybe you just feel really sad about how everything turned out. Like maybe you just feel like you really have to start fresh, and maybe you feel like there is not that much to hang on to. There is a bit of mind control going on, because I feel like a lot of people who's watching now is you're about to have a major breakthrough. So your ego is just making its final sort of it tries to get its point across. It tries to make you validate it. So it is kind of in the struggle right now, and maybe it's like your ego has a lot of loud kind of it makes loud displays of emotions. So maybe you get very emotional. There is a hidden there's hidden love in your life that you don't see. It's a secret actually. There's actually a lot of love in your life, but it's hidden, and because you can't see it, it can cause you to feel unloved. So when I said there's no soul family in your life, there is, there is, but the true connections in your life, the truest, they could be hidden right now. Queen of Cups in surprise position. Your soul family, your spiritual team, they're in the surprise position, which means that they could be hidden and you don't see them. And in the meantime, you just have to keep fighting. It could be that you feel accused of things. Maybe you feel unfairly treated, like you're all alone. The moon, yeah. You could feel that your mind is just very tired right now. But you actually do have a lot of creativity. I get a lot of nines. When you get a lot of nines, you do land on your feet. You will land on your feet. Three of Swords reversed. Basically, there's a... It could be that you're so used to pain that it becomes weird to not have it. And I'm talking about emotional pain for a lot of you. So when it's gone, it's almost like, what now? What's the source of pain? This just could feel very painful, but maybe it's almost become like the new normal. It's connected to family, and for some of you, that's what is painful right now. And a neighborhood as well. So it could be family and neighborhood, and also getting running away. So it could be that you want to run away, or there is some changes and someone is either missing, or maybe you're the one that's missing, not connecting, feeling there is no one there, feeling alone. But there is someone there, but it comes hidden and secret in the other's position. So it's like there's someone there, you just can't see them, but they want to reach out to you. They want to give you a gift, but you need to connect emotionally. You need to be able to feel where they're coming from, I feel, because they're not gonna... They're too scared to speak out. Five of Pentacles, they don't have the confidence to speak out. Five of Swords, they feel almost certain that they will lose if they come forward. Okay, so there's someone who really loves and cares for you. They're unable to communicate with you. Ace of Pentacles, they want to give you a gift, as we saw. They just feel like very childlike. They feel almost childish, but in a beautiful sense. They just feel very vulnerable. They just don't know how to self-protect, maybe. Maybe they are... Yes, this is not actually Three of Swords. This is actually Knight of Swords. Three of Swords is this card here, and then this is Knight of Swords. They shield themselves, they shield who they are. and Queen of Swords. So they put on a tough exterior. They don't feel like that on the inside. They feel actually very vulnerable, and they're scared as well. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, so twice now. They go through a lot of similar things to you. They're tired spiritually as well. King of Cups. The highest level guide is stepping in, and how they're helping. Seven of Cups. To cut away the addiction to this reality that we create for ourselves, where it's a lot of painful things going on. To get rid of the addiction to drama, to pain, to suffering. That is how the guide is stepping in. There's going to be an upgrade. Look at Neptune, my parrot. Okay, let's have a look. We need to go deeper into this. That's very important. We need to get to the bottom of this, because if we can talk about it, it will get easier. Okay, it's almost like you expect things to be a certain way. Maybe you feel like you just have to, like it's beyond your control, you know. And maybe you feel like you're being judged. Maybe you feel like God is punishing you. Maybe you feel that maybe you feel abandoned. Maybe you're also so hard on yourself that you just feel like you have to be perfect, and if you can't be perfect, then there's no point even doing anything. But they're saying that there is, of course, they're basically saying there's a new stage being set for you. And while the stage is set, you're a little bit hesitant maybe to step forward. Because maybe you don't want to be vulnerable, but they do expect you, your spiritual team, to be powerful. And that could be the hardest thing right now, because there's going to be a lot expected of you potentially. So let's have a look at that. There is a timing issue here with Ace of Wands, but it is in the process. You can't see the full picture yet. Queen of Swords, she nearly sees it all, but there's still elements she can't put together. So for some of you, you're working really hard to create stability, create beauty. You've been put on this planet to work out your willpower, to become stronger, creating willpower, creating determination within you to get stronger and stronger. Or maybe you feel like you just wish things were a little bit easier sometimes. Maybe you just want to, you know, you just want things to be a little bit easier. For some of you, the answer is to be a little bit it's almost like you want to avoid a situation, and then it's almost like you realize you just can't really avoid it. It's just going to still be there, but it's almost like you really wish you could avoid it altogether. So I'm back with looking at the shadow again. It's almost like you haven't been able to accept something. They say the grass is not greener on the other side. You will create beauty. You will create everything you want. But you need to connect to yourself, because it's an aspect of you that is very avoidant. There's another aspect of you that's very able to face things, and then there's another part of you that cannot, and they want union so that you can face things in your life without hiding half of yourself away. They just want all of you to come forward. And so they want you to meditate. They want you to look at the different paths that you can move forward. And ask yourself, what would make your soul happy? What would make you happy? What would make your soul proud when you're looking back on your life? What is it that would actually make it worthwhile for you? And it could be that some of you have some issues around money and finances, and there's a belief maybe that you have inherited somewhere, or it's something that has somehow latched on that has caused you some disappointment. Because around money I'm getting 5 of Cups, so it could be that you're trying to maybe you thought you could buy happiness, or there was things that you could do, maybe even how you could operate in a group, but it just caused you to get very hurt. They say to stay away from social media and do not compare yourself with others. Do not look at what others have. They want you to get away from a very consumeristic mindset. And they want you to understand that people that there's a lot of fakery, you know. People say they have things, they don't really have them, or if they do have them, they're not really happy. Like, there's just a lot of lies and deception. So they just want you to use your intuition. This is the True Crime Oracle deck, and I use it to do shadow readings. Use your intuition to connect both to the outer, you know, to the larger aspects of life, much broader, but also to your inner self. Because if not, I feel like you're going to feel like you're really suffocating in your life with things that don't really make you truly happy. So they say that focus on being fair to yourself, and start really putting an action plan in place so that you can be on the path, you know, the path that you're meant to be on. And your inner child, there's a part of you that was a bit naive, they're saying, and I just want to give you time to become powerful, because maybe a situation, could be also a relationship as well, could have triggered you so much that it overwhelmed you, and it became like a purification actually, but maybe you don't see it like that, but it actually was. And maybe you can't really admit fully what happened, but it was actually a purification. But you're going to be healing from this. Maybe, but you have to also there was other people that affected how you were thinking, but there was also some manipulation in there as well. And maybe there's some regrets here in what happened. But they say you're a very talented person, and with your talents you can actually use your talent to to reach yourself in a very. So again, I'm getting wooded area now. There's a part of you that you hid away, but you have some kind of talent and intuition that you can reach those places and you can bring that forward, because there will be healing. But it's inner child healing, I feel. It's where you have to be strong against all odds. That's what it feels like to me. Yes, I'm getting 9 of Wands again. Like, you have to be strong. And it could have just been so hard to be having to be so strong all the time. Some of you have outgrown a situation. And you just want to start over with something that's more interesting to you. Where you can feel a bit more nourished spiritually, a bit more fulfilled. Okay. How are you going? Let's have a look at just at the soul level. What's going on? The moon. So this is actually a soulmate reading deck, but I can also read it just how we are relating to ourselves. So basically in the moon means that we need to connect to ourselves on a soul level, and that's when everything becomes magical. And when we start seeing things from our own inner child's perspective and also from our higher self's perspective, everything becomes a beautiful experience, a learning experience, a chance to progress our souls. But it says, I'm not good at real life. My soul feels so expansive, but life is so limited. So that could be the struggle here in the collective. I'm looking forward to the day when I am free. I'm going to read it. If it was a relationship, it is when we are free, but I'm going to see this as the relationship you have to yourself. There's more freedom desired here in this collective. Okay, so the cause of your pain is this judgment. I'm very tough on myself. My spiritual team is working on softening my heart shell, and we did see the high level soulmate coming in and helping out. 6 of Pentacles, helping out to heal those aspects of yourself that's so hard on themselves. I am very soft deep down. I often think the worst, and when I do, I shut down. So it could be that you shut down. For those of you who are shutting down in a relationship, I'm going to pull a card for that. Emperor. I want you to see me as strong and capable. There are hidden powers within me that I don't know of yet. Some of you could be in a relationship that feels like a spiritual awakening, because the person that I saw in the cards that came up as hidden and secret, it could be that this person can see more of you than you can see of yourself, okay? Okay, so you are part of each other's soul. For some of you, this is a primary soulmate. And this is someone who's very different. It wasn't them that hurt you. They can see you. I'm getting the world with the High Priestess, so they can see who you are. But they might not say anything. They might not step forward because it is secretive energy. It is a High Priestess. The answer is to embrace love. You are my divine counterpart. I love you more than anyone else. We have a powerful 5D connection, and we are eternally connected. You and I are forever. So once you start working on that connection, that is a bit of a high vibration, it's a soul connection, you will start healing. There is no doubt about it. Okay. And I'm getting soon. It could be that a situation feels uncomfortable. Maybe again you feel like there's too much pressure on you. It could be that all the responsibility is yours. Like you could be tired. But I feel like in 1 to 3 months, you're going to be able to set good boundaries. And your life will be a lot easier. And there's going to be more self-determination. Your guardian angel is stepping in. Some of you will be self-employed. You're working on becoming your own boss, being really powerful, having your own income, having your own money, being in a really beautiful relationship. Like you're working on all the things that will make your life so much better. What about life purpose? Let's have a look. This flipped over soon. Yeah, so soon you will know the path towards, life purpose and the reason why you, Griffin, the reason why we come here is a bit different for everyone, but Griffin is a powerful symbol of a soul family, actually. You are protected, you are guarded. There is more to you than you understand, and you have a powerful connection to, the divinity, to your spiritual team, to your guardian angel. For some of you, it's a job that you do that's really wearing you down. It could be that it's not very creative or inspiring. That's for some. But it helps you still, because the people that you meet where you are now could be some good connections for you to basically learn something else. Or for some of you, you are being able to heal issues that you have around where you felt spiritually let down. Maybe feel like, for some, that you feel like you've been forgotten about by the divine. Again, the 5D connection keeps showing up, and it is because that will be very healing to you. So with the soulmate, let's have a look. I don't think you'll recognize, for those of you who are on the soulmate journey, you might not recognize your soulmate straight away. It could be someone who triggers you a little bit to start with. But I feel like this is someone who will be extremely supportive of you and help you achieve your goals. Okay, someone very protective of you. Someone who even will sacrifice a lot for you as well. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's cast the runes. Oh. You have a guardian angel and a spiritual team and a guide that will help you become very, very successful, and it comes straight from source. It could be that, you have, there's a connection to source. I get the sun with Sobel at a very high, like a layer of very high, so that's source energy. So you are not forgotten. Like if you felt that, believe me, you are not. There is changes in how you're going to think about things. Because it could be that you have felt that, like the spiritual tiredness, it could be just a pattern of thinking that really drained you. It could also feel like you had to defend yourself. Maybe you felt like there was something that was going on that you had to always watch out for. That ended up being a bit draining. For some of you, it could be a relationship that was a bit draining to you, or someone that you had to pay a lot of attention to, that maybe just drained you on some level. But they say you're going to speak something into manifestation, and it will manifest. I'm gonna have a look if there was a love fraud for some of you. It won't resonate with everyone, but maybe for some of you there was a love fraud. Let's have a look. It could be that there were, for some of you, there could be that because I get Fool and Hermit, and there's two opposite energy in love. One is just like all in, wanting to move forward, like shotgun wedding, that kind of thing, and one is Hermit, and that is wants to move slow. So there could be two connections that are quite opposite operating for some of you. Let's have a look. There's a lack of confidence and self-esteem again seen. There's a vulnerability, fear of being vulnerable. I see that, but I feel like that's energy that is kind of leaving the situation. Okay, maybe there's someone in your life who you can't decide yet if he's a good guy or a bad guy. That's what it is. It could be the same person for some of you that's giving you two different impressions. And you just don't know if you should move forward or not. That's for some of you. Like you maybe feel a bit stuck in whether or not what you should do in a relationship. That's for some of you. Yes, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is often someone who has, you know, it's someone who's your friend and suddenly they are too much of a challenge to deal with. It's like a friend of me, but it's also love-hate relationship. Like it's someone who can give you a bit of both, actually. So what does Spirit think of this? What is it? This is specifically for some. Tower. So like I said, this person struggles with vulnerability. Magician. This person could be their own worst enemy, because Magician is sometimes like so positive, but sometimes it is like the lesson in Magician is to determine if someone is a real deal or not. So for some of you that is a struggle actually. So you can pray that this person reveals to you whether they are who you're meant to be with or not. We're getting a Page of Pentacles again, so this person could just feel like they just don't have the experience. Seven of Swords, so they give you kind of like a fake version of who they are, and maybe they lie a little bit, exaggerate, that kind of thing. They're afraid of showing their true face to you, because maybe they feel like they haven't achieved everything they should have achieved. So there could be a Nine of Pentacles, which is really, really good, but it could be that they are showing you kind of this overconfident, but maybe they're a lot more vulnerable than what they want to admit, and it could be hard for them. Could be that someone is yeah, it's a bit of secretive behavior here in High Priestess, but we also get the Devil in the future, so it could be that it's a bit of obsessive energy as well. That really is definitely turning here when it comes to people coming into your life, what you're going to be doing, relationship, everything's turning. And maybe you need a lot of space here with Justice. And then someone is just like really wanting your attention here. But they say to use your intuition, let your intuition guide you, and see if you can figure this person out intuitively before you make a big change in your life. That's what they're saying. What else? You'll get the Moon again, so there's secretive energy. Three of Wands. It could be that You just desire a new reality, basically. So what would make you fulfilled here? Two of Wands. A more intellectual, stimulating environment, they're saying. So it could be that you just want something that's more stimulating, more learning, more intelligent, conversation people, a bit more classier maybe. And you just desire that intellectual stimulation, new learning, new ideas. And I get the moon again. The moon I've been following, this card has been following us around. I think the moon basically is like the mysteries of life. That's interesting. There's a mystery ready to be solved. Something you can really research, go deep into, research, learn the truth of. It's like solving something that's a mystery. That will make you very, very excited about life, because it could be that you need a bit of an intellectual challenge here, because for some of you, you're just so intelligent and you need to really use that brain. And many of you are teacher types as well. Can I get some clarification on that? For some of you, you're really interested in psychology, actually, and why people do the way they do and how it affects us in all areas of your life, politically, spiritually, you name it. Some of you, it's pure spiritual. It's Christ consciousness. It is becoming more and more fulfilled in the spiritual life. And the more the divine mysteries. For some of you, it is philosophy. It's how you're changing yourself, your mindset. I would say even consciousness exploration. Some of you will do a lot of exercising, getting into fitness, that kind of thing. For some of you, it is basically just connecting your past self, your future self, everything's happening at the same time, and be fully present in the now. Some of you are real metaphysical masters, and you are creating, you're changing both your past and your future. But again, I'm getting Five of Pentacles. It could be that you're learning to manifest in the present moment now. And you're learning to operate in this world so that you can be comfortable and have a lot of beauty and comfort in this world. But I don't feel like you want to go too extreme in either direction. But you do need to be powerful. And now we get I'm going to end this reading with this, because this is how it started. Your guides say you are very, very powerful. and there's things that you don't want to go through. You don't want to be vulnerable on certain levels, that you try to avoid that. But your guides say, okay, fine, we agree with that, but they do expect you to be powerful, because that is who you are. So you can't avoid being who you truly are. So powerful basically means that we are true to ourselves, that we see the truth about who we are, and that we live our authentic selves. And that we realize that while we were children, many of us had a lot of spiritual gifts that we buried, and your guides want you to start bringing them back again. And there may even be creative gifts as well. There's skills that you can use in mindset especially that will help you, and you will get the confidence you need. You will find your winning personality that will carry you forward in all situations. But you have to be flexible as well, because not everybody will cheer you on. We see that in Five of Swords. But you just have to cut them loose and stay steadfast on your journey. Nine of Cups. And then you will end up where you will have fulfillment. You will get to where you need to be. Your guides will be there every step of the way, okay? I wish you all the best.